All right, there we go. Okay. So, where's it at? It's this one. Okay. We have we're okay. I gotta process what I'm saying first. We're playing a couple visual novels, I think. We've got a couple games for tonight. But also, on some fun, good news with my model, this that we're currently looking at has been fixed a bit. It's still a little glitchy. I'll give you that warning. But this is fixed a little bit. You ready? Yeah, I gotta. Where's it at? Okay. Turn this off. It's a little glitchy. The eyes are a little less than ideal, but look at this. This looks so much better than it did before. And also, I have something really cool. Ready? Get you a little closer. I can do this. Yeah, so we have expressions and significantly better rigging. I don't know how to get the mouth to track better. I think it definitely tracks better than the old one did, but here, let's pop to the screen. Here we go. Yeah, look at this. My eyes move, man. That's crazy. It's so fun. It's so cool. I don't know why only one of them blinks sometimes, or more blinks, cause like this is my eyes closed, right? And it's just slightly open for some reason. Where is it's this one? Here, I'll put them side by side so we can see just how different it looks. Then the new one. Wow. It's like, we'll put the old model on top. Maybe that'll fix the. There we go. Yeah, but like, look, this looks so much better, genuinely. Like, it's also just higher quality too. We're not so pixely like we were before. I can look at you. It's not, my eyes aren't just frozen in the direction of my head. It's like even if I look this way. Plus, you can see every time. You can see every time I glance over at chat now because it just looks like that. Or I'll look over here where chat is, or I'll look down at my phone. Yeah. So it does cut out a little bit because I've basically, the old one uses a webcam and the new one is using my phone through VTube Studio. So I also have my phone connected to the C face instead of the, what's it called? VTuber Maker, which the old one's connected to. I don't know why the mouths open so differently, because they didn't actually change anything about that. But like, I am so happy with my ability to have expressions now. That is so crazy. Like, look at this. Angry! I can actually look angry! Let's see. This is like a smug look, I guess. This one's just a happy. What's 7? Okay, this one's sad. Alright. And then I can stack them, which really messes with the face sometimes. Like, it looks crazy. Oh, that's fun. Oh, okay. Anyway. Why do I never set this up beforehand? There it goes. There's the game. Alright, let's get into it. We've been sitting here admiring my model for long enough. I'm just gonna quickly check the sound. Okay, you can hear it. We're good to go. Do you want to check this? Whoa. Okay, cool. Preferences? Alright, that's fine. Play. Myers Corporation. Warning! This game contains jump scares, flashing imagery, and other horror elements. Please refrain yourself from playing if you believe it can affect you in any way. Okay. Hang on. Flashing lights. Where is it at? I know I have a text for this. Also, is this the wrong size? It is. There. I corrected the window. I'm looking for my... It should be this one. Flash warning, yeah. Hang on. Just a moment. This is strange. Alright, I don't know why it's doing that. I'll just make a new one. Where is it? Next. Flash warning. Okay. Okay. That's still visible on the screen, right? Perfect. Beautiful. Chaser, a new headache. To blank from blank. Dear Monsieur, I very much regret to inform you that we have encountered a new problem. Just as we suspected, the woman is still alive. And that thing we have long been searching for is on her. Kindly let me know how you wish to proceed. Kind regards, the Chaser. Tonight at 10. I will see you at the same location we always meet. Message sent. Game menu. Warning. Back, log, skip, auto, save, quick save, preferences. Initialization complete. Awaiting command. Begin execution. Personalities are forged through experiences. That is, when we are first born, we are no different than a ball of clay. As we journey through life, we constantly change, being shaped either by traumatic events or mundanities of everyday life. Even if it's something as trivial as the food you eat, the coffee you buy, or the time you clock into work. Those unassuming little things, they alter the paths of our fate without us recognizing it. And of course, when a person loses their memories, their origins are gone. But there's one thing that always lingers at the back of my mind. What would happen if someone gains memories that don't belong to them? I would love to find out what they become. My head, it hurts. How long have I been asleep? Being barely able to withstand the pain, I force myself to sit up. Where am I? What I saw was a luxurious bedroom embellished in excellent choices of upholstery, with lavish and upscale decor scorning in the face of modesty. What happened? I struggle to recall anything about how I ended up here. My phone. Where's my phone? I frantically reach into my pockets. But it isn't there. Shit, what should I do? What on earth happened last night? How did I end up here? I guess I'll look around first. Maybe something will help me regain my memories. Objective, determine where you are. Tips, click on objects to investigate them. You can end your investigation with the button in the top right corner. Everything seemed oddly quiet outside the window. There were leaves rustling to the rhythm of the breeze. All I could see in the distance was was a boundless expanse of mountains blanketed in forests stretching as far as the eye could see. Collected evidence, the view. A string of contemporary artwork on the wall. There's an image on that, but I can't quite see it. What type of game is? It's a visual novel type horror game, I believe. It gave us a warning about jump scares at the beginning, so heads up about that. A string of contemporary artwork on the wall brightened the room, each of them vying for attention. I pulled open the drawers next to the bed. Is this a travel guide? I skimmed through some of the pages. The content consists of meticulously curated articles and photography from local attractions. Collected evidence, travel guide. I already looked at Everything seemed oddly quiet outside the window. There were only leaves rustling to the rhythm of the breeze. All I could see... Okay. Just a bed, but feels very comfortable. We've seen everything, right? Okay. Finish investigation. Investigation complete. After making a thorough inspection of the room, I returned to take the travel guide from the drawer. I quickly flipped through it and found a map included on the very last page. Judging from what I've seen so far, I am probably in mountains and forest. I don't know. I'm assuming this is forest? Maybe? I mean, I would assume this is water, realistically. These would be rivers. There's nothing to indicate the elevation. Maybe I should have actually looked at the travel guide. Hang on. There's something at my door. Okay, I think we're good. I'm gonna say this one. Wrong. I don't think am I just supposed to guess? Correct. Okay, I don't know why. G4 district. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to look at the travel guide. The G4 travel guide I have in my hand was likely prepared by the owner of the house for guests staying in this room. If that's the case, I would have to be in the G4 district. However, G4 is not a small region. To get a firmer grasp of my predicament, I have to recollect myself and be more specific. Which part of the G4 district should I be in? We're looking for mountains. I would say this one, right? Yeah, okay. It wouldn't make any sense if I was in a city. All I saw from the window was the vast terrain of forestry, and there wasn't any trace of other buildings in proximity. A place so isolated, quiet enough that a pin drop could be heard, has to be the subjects of G4, and the suburbs of G4. first up. How did I end up here? I feel myself getting more and more bewildered. Suddenly, a succession of footfalls outside my room interrupted my thoughts. Is someone else here? Should I go check it out? Tips: make sure to save regularly. On that note, oh cool, you can save during choices. That is perfect. Let's do the obvious thing that'll probably get us killed. Oh, why is it blurry? Shit, my head, it hurts. But it'd be a waste of time for me to stay here. Maybe the person outside knows something. I get out of bed and make a beeline to the door. The lobby was shrouded in darkness. All I could faintly discern were the contours of a bar room set up in front of me. A bar counter? A possible scenario is that I have passed out here after getting drunk. It could be a hangover, yet, judging from my surroundings, I highly doubt a bar is what I'm at now. To me, this place seems more like someone's residency. Whose house could this possibly be then? I have no clue. Behind me, I heard stomping of someone approaching at an accelerating tempo, striking my eardrums with heavy percussion that were almost deafening as it continued to grow in strength. And my racing heartbeat began to resonate with it. What is going on? Cautiously, I looked back. What is that? The scene in front of me is an unutterable atrocity. A disfigured face, half sawed off with fresh blood oozing out from its remaining pores, making small puddles on the floor. Its disproportionate, bulged eye is filled with contempt, while every broken capillary, God, why, I am not a doctor, and vessel extended across the sclera, emitting desperate discharges. And the only thing that even looked close to human was its forced, contorted grin. Live or die? I backed away quickly. I was able to see the full form of the creature. Blood was gushing from every crevice, looking like it could collapse into a pile of limbs at the pull of a string. Waving its claw in the air, it snarled at me with unfathomable anguish and began to approach me. What should I do? Attempt to attack. Wrong. Quick, I have to attack. I grabbed whatever object was on the table, backed off a good distance, and flung it at the monster. But with my debilitating headache, I barely had any strength. It didn't seem very effective. Kind of what I expected to happen. Run back to the bedroom. Why is that correct? Hang on. We'll play the correct one. Yeah. Get out of the house. Wrong. Run. I have to run. I have to get out of here as soon as possible. I swiveled around and ran as fast as I could. However, the enormity of this house had me running in circles. With the lobby blanketed in darkness, I quickly lost all sense of direction. My head was still pounding and my limbs were getting weaker and weaker by the second. The last thing I heard was the stomping closing in on me. And we're dead again. Okay. Back here and run to the bedroom. There's no way I can fight this thing with my headache. I need to hide. I sprinted back to the bedroom, slammed the door, and locked it as fast as I could with my remaining strength. I held my breath firmly as the monster banged on the door, trying to shred it apart, stifling my audible panting. Is it gone? Am I safe now? I tried to regain my composure in increments, but I'm trapped here now. What should I do? Distress had me overwhelmed. My headache, it's unbearable. I think it would be better for me to rest a bit more. I'll figure out how to get out of here once I feel better. I laid down, nestled into the velvety bed and tucked into the blanket snug over me. Soon, I was asleep before I realized it. Huh? What time is it now? Slowly, I opened my eyes. I was greeted by a figure sitting in the darkness at the edge of my bed, staring at me with his eerie eyes. Who are you? For some reason, he was amused by my uneasiness. Relax, my dear, he laughed. I was simply demanded by the owner of the mansion to keep an eye on you and make sure you're not causing any trouble. Mansion? I'm in a mansion? How did I get here? And who exactly are you? I gave him a wary glance and covered more of my body with the blanket. Who am I? With his head tilted, he looked at me, seemingly entertained. My name is Victor Blank, and I am good friends with the owner of this mansion. Victor Blake?
Victor Blake.
I calmed down and started to take a closer look at this man. He was wearing a tasteful black bow tie and had vibrant, stylish red hair. But the most striking part about him had to be his unusual eyes and arms. Are those mechanical prosthetics? Well, as for how you ended up here, I am personally quite curious about that as well. So, he has no clue how I got here either. What else should I ask him? Who is the owner of this mansion? You mentioned that you were not the one who owned this place. Who's the owner then? The owner? His name is Vincent Edgeworth. Edgeworth? I immediately think of Ace Attorney. How should I put this? He is quite an adorable man, yet could be extremely dangerous at the same time. Vincent Edgeworth? For some reason, his name rang a bell. Have you been watching me sleep this whole time? Just admits it. Indeed I have, my dear. In fact, I am getting quite envious seeing how peacefully you slept. I feel my cheeks warming up, despite having no familiarity with him. What happened to your eyes and arms? Victor went silent for a moment. Well, but I can say there are things in our lives that won't always go our way, huh? He shrugged his shoulders, smiled, and my question seemed to soon be forgotten. What was that thing? Did you see that petrifying monster with blood oozing out of its body? A monster? He seemed puzzled. Oh, let me guess, you're talking about those cyborgs, huh? Cyborgs? And there's more than one of them? I don't know if my mic's picking up, but there's a car alarm going off outside my apartment. Sorry if it is. I'm just gonna go check and make sure it's not my car. Give me like 5 seconds. Alright, we're good. It's not my car. I don't know what one it was. Cyborgs, and there's more than one of them? Don't be worried, my dear. They're just Vincent's little pets. Pets? That thing almost had me for dinner. End the conversation. If Victor doesn't know how I ended up here either, then there's no need for me to keep asking him questions. Well then, I guess it's time for me to take my leave now. I lifted the posh blanket to the side and got out of my bed. Please thank Mr. Edgeworth on my behalf for providing me with such a nice room. I started to make my way towards the door. May I ask where you are heading to, my dear? Victor looked at me with curiosity. Where? I'm heading back to... I felt my hand tightened on the door handle like a vice. I struggled to come up with a response. Where am I going? Where is my home? I realized I had not simply forgotten what happened last night. I had lost all my memories. Vincent. The Secret of Myers. No name, no cash, no ID. I'm not even in a position to be a vagabond. I don't know what that is. Oh, darling, please, don't be so distressed. You have to realize losing all your memories could also be a blessing. Countless people are imprisoned by their own memories. They try their best to let go, yet cling to them at the same time. But you, on the other hand, are given a second chance. Isn't that wonderful? I'll be honest, even I am getting a bit jealous. I see where his point is coming from, but seriously, what could be worse than being homeless? I sighed again. Victor, how many times do I have to tell you quit smoking in my mansion? Oh, are we gonna meet him? Well, 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 speak of the devil, if it isn't my dear friend Vincent. Vincent, so he's the owner of the mansion? Madam, if this perverted man has caused you any trouble, I could call the police and have him arrested right away. I think I'm good. Thank you, though, I responded awkwardly. Are those two really friends? Vincent, may I ask if you are the owner of this mansion? Indeed I am, he smiled. My apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Vincent Edgeworth, and I am the owner of this mansion.
Vincent Edgeworth.
May I have your name, madam, and the reason for your visit? The reason for my visit? So I was the one who came here to begin with? I wasn't sure how to respond. It's a shame, Vincent. It appears our guest has lost all her memories. Victor came to my rescue. Is that so? How interesting. If that's the case, shall we decide on a new name for you then, madam? I guess he's right. A temporary name would be better than nothing. Well then, what should my name be? Hey, we get a name. Should I go by Ox? Yes. Ox. Please call me Ox. Ox? Very good. It's my pleasure to meet you, Ox. You seem a bit distressed, and I am assuming you have many questions on your mind right now. Is there anything I can try to help you with? Vincent might know something valuable that will reopen my memory banks. What should I ask him? How did I get here? Mr. Edgeworth, please tell me, how did I end up here? How did you end up here? Ox, I regret to inform you that I don't know either. The truth is, my butler was the one who heard peculiar knocking sounds in the door last night. When he went to open it, he saw you face down on the stairs, unconscious. Since we knew nothing about you or the reason you were here, we decided to place you in the guest room for the time being. Vincent's words sent me deep into thoughts. Why on earth would I come to his mansion? What was that monster? Earlier today, I saw some sort of creature I've never seen before. Something that seemed half human, half robotic. What exactly was that? Oh, my dear Ox, it appears you have already met one of my friends. But promise me, would you do refrain from feeding them if it isn't their meal time yet? I guess I would be a fitting appetizer for them, am I not? Did I have anything on me when I arrived here? Speaking of that, we did find this in your pocket. He handed me a business card. The card was mostly unrecognizable except for the huge M-shaped logo. Myers Corporation? I pondered where I've heard this name. Why would I own a business card of someone working there? What is Myers Corporation? I looked up and asked. Myers Corporation is a world-famous mechanical engineering corporation based in the G4 district, said Victor. It was also the first company that was able to develop highly flexible mechanical prosthetics. But unfortunately, this company was forced to declare bankruptcy due to a horrific incident that took place 5 years ago. A horrific incident? The G4 cyborg incident. Vincent seemed displeased even at the mention of it. This G4 cyber incident, what happened? Both Vincent and Victor fell silent for a moment, as if they were debating if I should even carry the knowledge of this event. Ooh, this is really set far in the future. In January 2080, a notable number of citizens mysteriously went missing in a single week. Victor finally started to speak again. They disappeared without any sign, as if they had evaporated into thin air. No wills, no corpses, no bloodstains, not a single trace. But there was one thing these people had in common. They were all last spotted near the G4 district. Who would have enough power to make hundreds of citizens disappear in a single week? Naturally, the police suspected the Myers Corporation, a mega international monopoly located in the G4 district. Nonetheless, the Myers Corporation refused to admit that they had any involvement in the matter. After a year-long investigation, the police accidentally discovered a secret chamber located in the basement of the corporation. Inside the chamber, there was a group of cyborgs. Cyborg? Isn't that the thing I saw before? It would be natural to assume these cyborgs were the missing citizens. But the truth was more gruesome than that. Oh, wow. Okay. The truth is, those missing citizens were used as cattle feed for the cyborgs. As for where the cyborgs themselves originally came from, nobody was really sure. Even in light of this discovery, the Myers Corporation still firmly denied the fact that they ever had granted permission for such an inhumane experiment. With help from an attorney, one innocent employee was convicted. He was sentenced to life without parole, yet the company itself was free of any charges. However, that was not the end of the story. 2 months later, the attorney suffered serious injuries from a vehicle accident and was one step away from getting killed. Within the same year, all core members of the Myers Corporation were found brutally murdered. The perpetrator behind those horrific acts was never found. To this day, people still mysteriously vanish in the G4 district. Rumor says that the spirits of the victims from the experiment are still wandering the streets, taking the lives of those unfortunate enough to cross paths with them. It was their outlines. It looks like them, at least. Same hairstyles. Victor's story sent shivers down my spine. I was not expecting such a chilling urban legend from the G4 district. Victor, may I ask how you knew of all of this? The answer to that is simple, Victor laughed. I knew it. I'm a genius. Both Vincent and I are former employees of the Myers Corporation. Shocker. Where's my shock key? It's 9. Shocker. Who would have guessed? Victor, I must say that I am quite impressed by how much you have committed the story to memory, Vincent said sarcastically. Victor tried to cough it off. He glanced back at the clock wall and seemed to be a bit troubled by the time. Well, story time's over. I shall take my leave now. Vincent, join me for a drink at the pub tomorrow night, won't you? And it was a pleasure to meet you, my dear ox. Victor left the mansion. After that, Vincent helped me settle into the guest room. I thanked him and then returned to my room to get some rest for the night. I kept thinking about what Victor told me. The missing G4 citizens, the cyborgs in the basement, and the mysterious Myers Corporation. I took the card out of my pocket, scrutinized it under the moonlight. Why was this all I brought with me to Vincent's mansion? What exactly do I have to do with the Myers Corporation? There's only one place I should go to find out. What's pink? That is the Myers Corporation itself. Objective, enter Myers Corporation. Tips, click arrows to move around. And any items you collect will be shown in the top left corner. You can speed up scene transitions by double-clicking. Well, can only go forward. Looks like the main gate is locked shut. Well, I'll have to find a different way to get in. Whoa! What was that? I went this way. What do you say? Can't read that. Here we go. Located in the G4 district, Myers Corporation is an innovative company and research institute specializing in the application of mechanical prosthetics. The founder, Mr. Myers, believes that the reason why humans have become Earth's dominant species is because we were given the ability to innovate, and the application of such ability should be used not only in tool making, but also in amplification of mankind's advantages. Therefore, Myers Corporation committed to redefining the balance between machinery and human body. And a large number of Myers employees have undergone some degree of modification. As a result, they exemplify excellent working abilities and are for this reason more competent than most ordinary people. Myers murderer. That's what the graffiti says. I'm just gonna save just in case. Oh. Looks like there isn't a back gate either. There it goes again. Oh, wait a second, I shouted. Oh, hey, what's up? Sorry about that. I was busy with my work and didn't see you there. His work? Who are you? What are you doing here? Whoa, chill, lady. What is this? Some kind of interrogation? Okay. That's a long name. My name is... You can just call me Dino. Okay, Dino. Dino. As you can see, I am trying to clean this area right now. Is there anything I can help you with, miss? If not, I'd like to get back to work. Why would you sweep outside Myers? Why would I? Do I really need a reason for that? What if I just enjoy it? A janitor who enjoys his job? That's quite unusual. Is there anything else I should ask him? Does he? Have we seen Myers? What do you have to do with the Myers Corporation? Myers Corporation? Nothing really. I'm just a janitor. You know, you really resemble Michael Myers, right? Good catch, miss. In fact, I am Michael Myers' #1 fan. His graceful and elegant modesty is something all of us should aspire to. Why did I ask him something like that? You know, come to think of it, Miles Corporation is pretty amazing. Even though it has been abandoned for over 5 years, you can still find new garbage here every day. New garbage? What do you mean? You know, all kinds of garbage. Sometimes you find cyborg corpses, other you find new graffiti or posters, all kinds of weird stuff. Dino's response only produced more questions in my head. Abandoned for over 5 years, yet still having new things show up every day? There's only one explanation for that. It was never abandoned. That is, Miles Myers Corporation is not entirely abandoned. To know for sure, I need to find a way to get in. Do you know if there's a way to get into Myers Corporation? About that. From what I've heard, Myers Corporation has a secret employee passageway. Maybe something around here can reveal its entrance? But that's all I know. A secret employee passageway? Objective: investigate alternative employee passageway. Is this a keypad? Access denied. From what I've heard, maybe something around here. Where's my paper? Okay, so I'm going to assume that it's murder. Okay, hang on. Let me remember how to spell. M-U-R-D-E-R. So it's gonna be 7, 9, 2, 1, E5, 2. Okay, let's try that. So it's 7, 4, 9. Can't read my own handwriting. 2, 1, 5, 2. Why is there passcode murderer? That's crazy. Okay. Access granted. Oh, looks like you've successfully opened the secret passageway. Right. Where exactly is it? Onwards. I have a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna go ahead and save really quick. Do I want to interact with it? Here's a door. Are you open? It's locked shut. I'll have to find a different way to get in. Oh, I found it. Is this the secret passageway Dino I was talking about? Let's just, ignore that thing. After entering, what I saw was another gate shut right in front of me. Well, I guess there's a second barrier. What's this? Some kind of iris scanner? I placed my face right in front of it. Sure enough, Looks like I have found another way to circumvent it. That gate is shut close. Okay. The cyborg? Is that what we need the cyborg for? Jesus. Uh-huh. Well, looks like I don't really have a choice now. Should I remove the eyeball? Yes. Try not to die. What just came over me? Was that chamber I saw? Collected eyeball. Collected eyeball. Collected item. The cyborg's eyeball. Tips. Left click to choose an item you'd like to use. The chosen item will be highlighted in red. Clicking the object again will deselect it and resume the investigation. It worked. Here we go. Investigation completed. Successfully entered the secret passageway. Good evening, my dear Monsieur. Is there anything I can do for you? 1 minute. You're 1 minute late. My sincere apologies. I'm deeply ashamed of my behavior. I heard that you had something important to tell me. Is that true? Yes, sir. I have good news and bad news. Oh? The good news is, according to a reliable source, she has awakened. The bad news is, she doesn't seem to remember who she is. That is quite unexpected. Well, what's your plan then, my dear? My dear. Okay. A plan? I don't have one. All we need to do is sit here and wait for her arrival. Look at that smile. Chapter 1, the end. Okay, at the end of the chapter, I'm gonna go grab more drink. I'll be right back. And we're back. Did you hear me knocking stuff over? The first thing that caught my eyes as I entered the Myers Corporation through the secret entrance was a dark and narrow passage. I couldn't see the end of the passage. The only thing that allowed me to make out the outline of my surroundings was the small amount of sunlight coming in from outside. What's waiting for me at the other end of the passage, I don't know. And at that moment, I didn't feel fear, only doubt filled my heart. My mind kept going back to the secret chamber I saw when I took off the eyeball, and the cyborg that kept approaching me. What on earth was that? Was it an illusion? Or was it my imagination? And yet, everything seemed so real. At that moment, it was as if I was really in that secret chamber. The repression, fear, and despair I felt. That kind of intense feeling that I couldn't find words to describe. There are so many ways to explain what I saw. Waking up to find yourself in a mysterious mansion, having lost all your memories, and the first thing to greet you is a broken cyborg. No matter who you are, you start making some strange assumptions. This must be the result of me being overstressed, I said to myself. But deep in my mind, there seemed to be another voice whispering to me. Everything you saw really did happen. Objective, enter the Myers lobby. Here we go. Oh, immediate bloodstain. A puddle of blood. To be honest, this is not what I wanted to see, but I'm starting to get used to it. From the shape of the blood splatter, it looks like a body has been dragged deeper into the tunnel after someone was killed. I squatted down and carefully dipped my fingertips in. Why? Why did you do this? Don't tell me you're gonna lick the damn blood. We don't need another Connor. No hallucinations, nothing happened this time. But I rubbed my fingertips with my thumb. This puddle of blood, it's not entirely dried up. In other words, I may not be the only uninvited guest here. I need to be careful. Girl, don't touch the blood. Why would you touch a blood stain? Wet or dry, just don't. Ooh, shadow. Who was that? Is this an invitation? The bottom half of the invitation has been burned, so I can't see what came after. But on the invitation, someone had written a small paragraph with pen that looked like it had been added afterwards. Do you like parties? Enjoying good food and drink, strengthening relationships. The fact that there is a party proves that it is a day to be celebrated. But unfortunately, happiness and disaster are not absolute. They are interdependent and can be transformed into each other. And what looks like a charming backyard hidden beneath the lawn can be ugly, wriggling insects. And what may seem like a good time to you may be a shadow that lingers through the rest of his life. this should be the end of the employee passageway. To be honest, it is not as long as I thought it would be. But before that, I looked around and took a deep breath. Anybody here? I called out into the passage. Oh, for a moment, I thought I heard a low, vague reply, but it was just the distorted echo of my own voice. Strangely enough, the figure I had just seen is now inexplicably gone, and there's an even trickier problem at hand. If I want access to the lobby, I'll need to enter a 4-digit code. Well, in that case, I started thinking. Just then, a screeching noise coming from behind me interrupted my thoughts. What was that noise? Let's not turn around. And also, save just really quickly. The day the nightmare began. What is that? Is this some kind of toy? I don't quite understand, but it looks like an arm. With arms? But more importantly, I'm pretty sure this thing wasn't here before. That strange noise from earlier would have been it falling. Who is following me here, and what do they want? Investigate the toy? Yes! A blood-stained arm with arms. It's like some sort of toy. The blood on the toy is not completely dry, which makes me wonder if it's the same person on the blood as before. Maybe I should pick it up and take a closer look. Huh? Myers Corporation. That's the goal of everyone at G4. A place to make dreams come true and parents proud. At least, that's what I thought. I will never forget the day I came to Myers. My excitement and exhilaration inevitably mixed up with my nervousness, because to me, it was the reward for my years of dedication and hard work. I think every single elite in Myers can relate to that. But who would have thought that behind the company that so many G4 residents longed for, there was only filth, sin, and blood that would never dry up? Who am I? I'm no longer human. And at this time, I can't even remember my own name. Every day now, I can only wander aimlessly around Myers. Is this about the guy from before? What am I struggling to find? I don't know. 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 I only wish someone could put me out of my misery. What is this? Where have I arrived at? John. Phew. Okay, John, calm down. It's just a job. I just need to smile and politely introduce myself to everyone. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Nice to meet you. My name is John. Wouldn't this seem a bit too emotional? Start over. 3, 2, 1. Nice to meet. Oh, Are you John, the new guy? I knew. Welcome to Myers. In case you don't know, I'm the Chief Investment Officer, Victor Blake. Ah, nice to meet you, Mr. Blake. No need to be so formal, just call me Victor. Looks like you've done all the paperwork to get started, otherwise you wouldn't even know where your desk is. Yes, I've done it all. Very good. Have you finished the online courses for the G4 district as well? Online courses? Could it be that this is your first job? Yes. Actually, I just graduated from college. Oh, is that so? Your parents must be very proud of you being able to work in Myers right out of college. But even so, you have to complete the G4 online course. It is mandatory for every employee on the job. Don't worry. It's just trying to teach you etiquette and how to behave properly. You know. Don't get physical with your coworkers and things like that. Let me tell you, I've never really paid attention to the lectures either. Oh, really? That's not good to hear, Director Blake. In fact, I believe you are the one who needs these courses the most in the company, Mr. Director. Need I remind you of the great feat last night when you vomited all over the floor in the lavatory of my residence? I must say your etiquette and behavior are quite impressive, Mr. Blake. Oh, my dear Vincent, what brings you to the investment department? I just happened to be passing by. It seems that Mr. Myers wants to discuss some important matters with me. So who is this? Myers' newest employee, John. As of today, John is a member of the investment department. Hello? John, is it? Nice to meet you. I am Vincent Edgeworth. You have my sympathies for being assigned to this man's apartment. If he ever treats you badly, you are welcome to transfer to the legal department anytime. He is the lawyer. And we are located on the other side of the company. Okay, understood. Oh, congratulations on your success in helping Myers out, Vincent. Victor, that was already 2 months ago. So you're the famous lawyer who defended Myers in the G4 cyborg incident? I heard your performance in the courtroom was incredible. I'm very flattered, John. It was indeed me who defended Myers, but I wouldn't consider myself famous. Vincent has had his hands full with this for a while. Good thing he can finally relax now. Aren't you saying that too soon, Victor? Anyways, I must get going. I can't keep Myers waiting. It was my pleasure to meet you, John. Welcome to Myers. You are lucky to meet Vincent on your first day. Even I don't see him very often at work. Damn. That guy's attitude towards others has improved a lot since college, but he hasn't changed a bit towards me. Since college? Were you and Mr. Edgeworth college classmates? Not only that, we were also roommates. Huh? Although he seems very gentle now, he was quite aloof to everyone back then. His pretty face may have won the hearts of many girls, but his cold, arrogant attitude did offend many classmates as well. However, what does remain unchanged is his perseverance and determination. When Vincent was in college, he had only one goal, and that was to get his dream job at Myers. Then he was just as busy as he is now, always working late into the night to achieve his goals. But as you can see, hard work does pay off. He is now the chief legal officer at Myers. Alright, John, I think it is time we give you some personal space to finish those tedious courses. If you have any questions about the company, please come by to my desk. I hope you enjoy your time at Myers. Mr. Blake feels like a very easygoing boss, but what's his mechanical prosthesis about? What has he been through? And Mr. Edgeworth too. What Mr. Blake said made me want to know more about him as well. Anyway, it's not the time to think about that. Don't make me sit through the courses too, please. Speaking of which, I haven't even checked out my desk. It's time to see what's around here. The mascot of the Myers Corporation. Meyer-chan. While many people are not fond of its look, it is rumored that Mr. Myers designed it himself, so no one dares to say anything. And we're back. What was that? Just as before, I seem to be seeing memories from the past that do not belong to me. What on earth is going on here? Can I? 'Cause like, you know, I'm guessing? Did he even say when he started though? The blood trail ends here. Strangely enough, there's no corpse to be seen anywhere. A calendar may be left behind by the previous employee. Someone's birthday is the 20th. Vacation? Okay, I'm assuming it's 0226. Member 1. Hey, have you heard? Member 1. Winston Loomis was the one behind the G4 Cyborg incident. He got a life sentence. Number 2. Winston. You mean the guy who always wears shades, doesn't say a word, has a bit of a punched back? That's so unexpected. It's true that he doesn't really have any friends, but he doesn't seem like a bad person either. Number 3. I disagree. The guy has always seemed kind of suspicious. I feel uncomfortable every time I see him. Is Winston really the mastermind of the G4 Cyborg incident? Something doesn't add up. Huh? What do you mean? How should I put this? This guy doesn't really seem like the type that could drag that many people into the basement to experiment on them. Maybe as helpers, who knows? That's not what I'm saying. You see, this guy doesn't speak much and hardly has any friends at Myers. In that case, wouldn't he be the best person to pin everything on? Hey, what the hell are you thinking? You'll be targeted by the company for saying that. Huh? This is just a random thought. Anyways, let's change the subject to something more uplifting. I heard that if everything goes well, the company will host a party after all this. I'm sure it'll go well. After all, we have Vincent. Party? When? Well, I think on a Thursday, 2 months from now. I don't remember the exact date. Is that the date we want? Number 3, Thursday. Damn it. I work every Thursday night. Because I will be on vacation at that time. It is that. Vacation. That sounds nice. Pretty excited about it too. I haven't been in touch with my parents for a long time. However, I'm drooling at the thought of getting close to Victor at the party. You bastard. Speaking of that, I did hear Myers having a party in a few days. This is strange. If the employee sitting here was just on vacation, why would the company let me take over his desk? Because he's not on vacation. So, it's April, January, February, March, April. 04/17. Very lovely, isn't it? Anyways, I hope you enjoy your time at Myers Corporation. What was it? I forgot. 04/17. Okay. What is this? Looks like the last employee sitting here forgot to put his group chat account. Yeah. What am I supposed to do? There. Okay. Oh, four. Wait, what? Right? April 17th. What? If that's not what it's supposed to be, what is it then? $17. On a Thursday, it's the 16th. January, February, March, April. Should be 0416. Facebook party. We can put 0226. See if that's anything. Oh, so this is the party. This is probably the party, so it's 0220 maybe? I'll try it. What is it? I don't understand. Right? February 20th. Are they British? Is that the problem? Am I just an American? Okay. Let's try the date the other way around. Okay, so it's 20. Oh. 2? No. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. You know, it would help if I could remember the other two dates. Okay. Let's see. So it's 2602 and 304. 1704. 1704. 2602. 1704. 2602. 1704. 2602. 1704. 2602. What? The date. Do you say the date? No, you don't. Um, 26? But it's weird. that the vacation is marked over here, but Vincent's party is marked over here, when they're supposed to take place at the same time. Is it just the year that it wants? $2081.4. Okay. Maybe we'll try 2081. Also, this is definitely the party day. Maybe this was the day he did the trial thing? Try the year, see if that helps at all. $20, $80. No. Okay. So it's the day. $16. Oh. 4? 17? 18? 15, 14? I don't I don't understand. Okay. There's a secret. Brute forcing it? I could hang on. Hey Google. Hey Google, how many possibilities are there with a 4-digit code? $10,000 possible combinations. We're gonna be here for hours on a door. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see. Okay. There's nothing else to investigate. We've looked at everything. That was the wrong way. Forward. Okay. Okay, so what was that? Okay, I don't know what that's for, but sure. Can hello? I can't believe that actually got me. I was doing so well with the jump scares. Hey, did you see Victor's face today? I did. It was really scary. Wait, go back. Who was it? Victor, yeah. What happened? Why is he being so strange today? Didn't you know? Vincent was in a very serious car accident on the last night on his way to the party. He is still in critical condition. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, John, is it? Who are you? Hello, hello. Please excuse my surprise visit. I just wanted to come by and say hi. Are you free after work today? Would you mind coming to the basement with me for a short conversation? No. You know, I have a slight feeling that's a bad idea. And you are. Oh, this old brain of mine. How could I forget to introduce myself? Nice to meet you, my friend. You can call me. Oh, it's this guy. Investigation completed. Successfully entered the Myers lobby. Lady Ox. Lady Ox, with all due respect, napping here is not the most sensible choice. What? What happened? And you are? Familiar. Good evening, my dear Ox. It is an incredible chance of fate for us to meet each other in such a desolate place, don't you think? What appeared in front of me was a dark-haired young man who was dressed formally and elegantly. He looked very similar to Vincent in appearance, but much younger. Would you mind telling me who you are? It seems inevitable, doesn't it? Only in youth does coincidence seem the same as fate. Later we know the real course of our lives is decided within us. You don't look so old yourself. Okay. I am Mr. Edgeworth's butler. You can call me Draco. Vincent's butler? So you're the one who saved me? You were also the one I saw earlier in the passageway, weren't you? What were you doing in Myers? It does not matter. What matters is what you're looking for, isn't it? What I'm looking for? The truth. You're searching for the truth. Mr. Edgeworth's past, Mr. Blake's incident, and the secret of Myers. You're curious about all of this, but Lady Ox, have you ever heard such a phrase? Curiosity about bad things is a curable disease that arises from impure thoughts. No, I have never heard that in my life. Draco, what exactly do you know? I'm just a butler with little knowledge. I don't know much about the past of the Myers Corporation. The truth is, I just can't bear to see a lovely lady perish in this abandoned facility. Jesus Christ. So, my neighbor just shut their door. It scared me. Okay, moving on. Of course, I have my own reason to be here, but at the same time, I want to stop your impulsiveness. It is best you go back to the way you came, Lady Ox. You don't belong here, and you don't deserve to be here. Deserve? Uh-huh. Thank you for your kindness, Draco, but I've made my decision about it. You're right, I'm indeed curious about the Myers Corporation, but what I care about more is finding my lost self. My name, my home, my family. I want to get it all back. I don't know why you're here, but I hope you can find what you're looking for as well. Now, if you would excuse me... Damn. How stupid. Anyone who studies the history of human catastrophes can be sure that ignorance is the main source of human adversities. Your seemingly commendable courage is nothing more than ignorance wrapped up in a pretty package. You have absolutely no clue what you're about to face. Do you really believe you can face up to all the dangers that are coming your way? Do you really believe that you can face the truth that will be revealed? Are your memories really more precious than your life? Please forgive my bluntness, Lady Ox, but you will soon be embraced by death even before the truth befalls. Maybe Victor was right. Losing my memories could be a second chance. What was I like before? Who knows? Maybe the loss of memory was intentional on my part. Maybe right now, everything right now is what I longed for. But I'm sorry, Draco. I don't care much about that. The old me can make her own decisions, but the new me, and only the new me, can make all the decisions now. And what I do know is I don't feel complete without my memories right now. I will not give up until I find the truth. He looks so unimpressed. Lady Ox, you are so determined. It seems there's nothing I can do about it. If that's the case, why don't we play a little game? A game? You came to Myers to investigate its past and your connection with it, didn't you? Then show me what you have learned. If you can answer my questions correctly, then I'll allow you to continue your investigation here. However, if you fail... Bro, what? Why? Then I will end your life here with my own hands. Live or die. I have 2 chances. Warning! You will be able to give 2 incorrect answers to all of Draco's questions. Answering incorrectly more than twice or exceeding the time limit will immediately lead to death. Saving would be a great idea now. You know what? I think you're right. Question 1. Okay, cool. I can sit on the questions. Ooh, there's question marks all over his name. In the world of peace, there is nothing to be desired but the most admired works. In the world of peace, there is nothing to be respected but the creative tools of innovation. In order to break the shackles of tradition and develop science, science needs creation and imagination. As a super monopoly in the G4 district, Myers Corporation is no exception. Human beings stand out among all the species because they are endowed with the ability to create and innovate. But for Mr. Myers, the application of such ability goes far beyond making tools. It has a more important role to play. If things are used for their strengths, then there will be no talent that is abandoned. If things are used for their weaknesses, then there is no one that is satisfied. Therefore, Mr. Myers has set a slogan for the company since its inception. Don't mind me cheating my way through this. Okay. For Mr. Myers, humanity has lasted because it was endowed with the ability to innovate. And the application of such ability should be used not only in tool making but also in the amplification. Therefore, Myers Corporation focuses on Rivers and mountains can only nourish a limited amount of soil, but the number of mediocre souls is infinite. The sinful souls do not deserve to be judged, and can only be redeemed by repaying their bodies to the world that has allowed them to take so much. The above is an excerpt from the Gospel discovered by... Did we ever hear about this? The Gospel is considered to be the embodiment of the ideas and concepts of the mastermind. This so-called mastermind was sentenced to life in prison. Nonetheless, a series of mysterious murders afterwards led to the belief that there was more to it than met the eye. On July 20, several small explosions occurred near the G4, destroying part of the prison walls. Since then, the whereabouts of the former researcher from Myers, who is also known as the mastermind of the G4 cyborg incident, has been unknown. So, what? This one? Yeah. It was either one of those two. described the group by never to say a word and has a bit of a hunched back. Okay, that's how you know, because he's shorter. The former employee who used John's desk was the place. Yeah, drag people to the basement. Save. Save. Yes. Okay, return. Innovation is not enough for the great enterprise of Myers to succeed. It also needs to make proper use of its resources. Humans did not create the Earth, so the Earth itself is not human property. Humans' property through recreation, and every private owner owes rent to society for his possessions. For most people, the nightmare of the G4 cyborg incident began the week of 2080. Many ordinary citizens disappeared without a sign. They were all last seen near the G4 district. However, what is really strange is, according to the investigation of the G4 police, these ordinary citizens were not the cyborgs made in the basement. If that is the case, where did the material for the Myers cyborgs come from? That was a guess. And that's a really dark answer. John was killed? Wait, I didn't catch on to that. These are the many classified experiments going on. Their families. No one would admire the disappearance. Question 4. Save. Save. Yes. And because of the combined wisdoms of thousands of people. Oh, he went to the basement. Oh, he was an idiot. Why would you go to a basement? Scientists don't rely on the ideas of individuals, but on the combined wisdoms of thousands of people. Only when everyone thinks about a problem, and everyone does part of the work, will it be added to the great edifice of knowledge that is being built. Similarly, in order to work more efficiently, the Myers Corporation is divided into many departments, large and small. In addition, each elite is assigned their own dedicated department. This included the outstanding graduates, Mr. Blake and Mr. Edgeworth. There is no smooth paths in science. Only those who climb the steep hills without fear of hardship can reach the summit of glory. So may I ask, which two departments, Mr. Blake, legal investment? Yeah, correct. See, I've been paying attention. I've only gotten one wrong. A couple times, but still. And Vincent's encounter with John revealed that he was a lawyer. Safe. Well done, Lady Ox. You did not disappoint me. Draco, I've answered all your questions. It's time to live up to the promise and let me go. As you wish. In fact, I had no intention of hurting you to begin with. What about your threat of ending your life here with my own hands? I just thought I'd make the game more interesting that way, that's all. These guys are weirder than the next. But, Mr. Butler, I do have some questions for you as well. I'm just a butler with little knowledge. I don't know much about the past of the Myers Corporation. If I remember correctly, you said that, didn't you? Indeed I did. Is there any problems? You have proved that this is a big lie. What are you hiding? And why on earth are you here? I'm not letting you step out of here until I get an answer. You just can't win with this lady. But it won't hurt to tell you. The truth is, Mr. Edgeworth has a lot of hassles with the Meyer Corporation. Hassles? Do you mean the car accident? Lady Ox, you are very clever. I think you have already guessed. The car accident was not actually an accident. It was carefully planned by the Myers Corporation. That makes sense. That explains Vincent's gloomy face when he heard about this G4 cyber incident. It sounds completely in line with Myers' style, but why did Myers try to kill Vincent? I don't understand. What did Vincent do? Didn't he get the Myers Corporation off the hook with the G4 cyber incident? The reason is simple. Because he knew the truth about the G4 cyber incident. Although Mr. Edgeworth is a lawyer at the Myers Corporation, to core members he was just a pawn and another outsider. When the pawns have outlived their usefulness, they are discarded. And the fastest and most effective way to deal with unnecessary outsiders who knew something they shouldn't is to make them disappear from the world. Therefore, the company took the opportunity of holding a party to kill my master with a premeditated car accident. However, they never expected that Mr. Edgeworth would survive. Although the company failed in their plan, they did not stop there. Since then, Mr. Edgeworth has received constant threats and harassment from Myers Corporation. Harassment? Even after the bankruptcy? Yes. There are signs that the Myers Corporation has become a secret underground organization after the G4 cyber incident. But to me, that doesn't make much difference. The old Myers Corporation was just a terrorist organization hiding under the banner of scientific research. So what you're saying is, those still using the abandoned site of the Myers Corporation is Myers itself? That is why I'm here. It is the answer I'm searching for. Wait a minute. If Vincent's car accident was the work of the Myers, how do you explain the death of all the core members? Someone else must have been responsible for that, but I don't know who. So basically, after Myers attempted to murder Vincent, there was a different perpetrator who assassinated all the core members of the Myers Corporation. So, one last question. Do you know how I am involved with all of this? At that moment, Draco's smile disappeared. Sorry, Ox. I don't know. For some reason, his tone is much heavier than before. And the sudden drop of formality also left me at a loss for words. That's what you're here for, isn't it? I'm sure you'll find the answer. Draco regained his smile, as if suddenly aware that he was being out of character. But this time the smile was a bit different. It reminded me of someone else. I need your help, Draco. If the two of us work together to investigate, we will soon find out the truth. Partner with me? I'm really flattered. So listen up, Lady Ox. What I'm going to tell you next is very important for our investigation. Starting from the lobby, the Myers Corporation is divided into two sections, left and right. Each section contains a different department, Contains different departments and rooms. On the left is Mr. Blake's investment department, and Mr. Edgeworth's legal department is on the right side of Myers Corporation. As to where you want to start, it is entirely up to you. No matter which route you choose, they will eventually lead to the basement. In other words, where the secret chamber of the G4 cyborg incident was located. That is to say, if I want to know about Victor's past, I should choose to go left. But if I'm more curious about Vincent, I should choose to go right. That's an interesting explanation. You're not wrong in saying that. So, Lady Ox, have you made up your mind? Warning, starting from the Myers lobby, the game will have 2 different branches. Depending on the route Ox chose, the game will unfold differently. In order to keep the plot smooth, branch 2 left will be unlocked after branch right is finished. Okay. I am going to save, I don't know. What's it about? Woke up without memories in a mansion. There's a bunch of cyborgs, and apparently they eat people. Been jump scared quite a few times. Right, is it? Looks like you're more interested in Mr. Edgeworth. From the information we've gathered so far, Vincent seems to be more closely involved with the G4 incident. I believe investigating the legal department will give us the answers we want. I see. I'll have to agree. Just as Draco and I reached an agreement, the intercom at the Myers lobby went off without warning. A wonderful, 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 painful day. That's a good sign. From the far end of the employee's passage from the distance comes a heart-rending howl. Impossible. What have they done to him? Draco's face suddenly became very serious. They? To him? Draco, what's going on? There's no time to explain. Ox, go now. Wait a minute. Draco. Before I could finish, Draco pushed me to the right room of the lobby and punched the button in front of the desk. Draco! Ox, don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know who you are? Then go. If your life ends here and now, all your efforts will be in vain. But what about you? No. I'm just a butler. Please don't worry about me. I'll try my best to hold him back. But, Ox, like you, I am a person without a past. It wasn't that long ago that my life could only be described as empty, monotonous, and boring. But the arrival of this one person changed everything around for me. She helped me break free from the blank world and made me realize that nothing is more important than the present. She is very important to me. I can't lose her a second time. Which one is it? Draco, do we know each other? In response to my question, Draco smiled. My name is Draco Edgeworth. It is a pleasure to meet you, Lady Ox. Draco. But only silence answers my cries. Chapter 2. The End. Draco Edgeworth. From the first moment I saw him, I thought he somehow looked very similar to Vincent. But I had no idea that Vincent and him were really related by blood. Are they brothers? But what kind of person would make his own brother a butler? Ox, like you, I am a person without a past. It wasn't that long ago until my life could be only described as empty, monotonous, and boring. But the arrival of one person that changed everything around me. She helped me break free from the blank world and made me realize that nothing is more important than the present. She is very important to me. I can't lose her a second time. Draco, what exactly did all of that mean? I banged on the gate again and again, but there was no response. Damn it, this can't be it. There has to be a way. That's a description. This Draco's last name is Edgeworth. Which reminds me, I really need to get Ace Attorney. I want to play that on stream. It's not scary, but it's fun. I groped along the nearby walls, but didn't find any switch to reopen the gate. Draco. I felt disheartened with how powerless I was, how he was right there, and yet I couldn't help him. What the hell? Why is the gate locked? Who's here? Hi? Suddenly, I was taken aback by the appearance of an odd-looking person from the other side of the room. Hello? Before I could say anything, she ran around me and rushed to the gate. Hey, let me out! She was yelling and banging as if she was completely unaware of my presence. Hey, can you hear me? Hey! After carrying on for a while but earning no response, she finally decided to give up. She was breathing heavily when she turned around, staring straight at me with her bright, burning eyes. Was it you? Were you the one who locked me in here? She demanded. Shit, I may be in trouble. What? Just when I thought I'd come up with a plan to deal with her, her face looked as if she had suddenly realized something. Her eyes still focused on me, but this time she was looking me up and down. Have we met before? She suddenly asked. What? What did she say? Her very surprising comment left me speechless for a minute. It was not something I expected to hear from her. I... Calm down, calm down. This is critical. I can't miss my chance. In other words, I might be able to learn something about my past from her, but I need to be careful. I don't have any idea whether she's friend or foe yet, and judging by how she acted, it seems she's only had a casual acquaintance of me as well. It may not be the best idea to start throwing questions at her about myself. More importantly, if I expose the fact I lost my memory, things may only work against me. So the safest strategy right now would be get the information out of her in a less straightforward way. Oh, hi. It's been a while. Do you still remember me? I tried my best to stay calm and greeted her. She looked me all over again, and then her eyes rested on my face. You do seem kind of familiar. Let me see. Oh, hey, detective. Detective. She suddenly exclaimed with excitement. I remember now. I knew it. You were the one with that famous lawyer last time. As was expected of me, Zalmona? I knew we've met before. Okay. Zalmona? Is that her name? But more importantly, did she just say I'm a detective? My brain felt as if it couldn't handle all the information I had just received at once. I never thought I'd be a cop. Was I involved in a case? Did something happen during my investigation that caused me to lose my memories? But wait a minute. She mentioned that I was with a famous lawyer. Could she possibly be referring to... But detective... Zamona's voice interrupted my thoughts and dragged my mind back to reality. I'm curious, what brings you to the Myers Corporation this time? Back to Myers? Think. I need to come up with an answer. If I were a cop, there would be only one explanation for my coming back here. I'm here to investigate the case of missing citizens over the recent years, and the truth behind the G4 Cyberg incident. That sounds like a good way to get yourself killed in this situation. Huh? Again? My god, the G4 Investigation Bureau is as useless as ever. Detective. Then it looks like your last investigation with that lawyer didn't go so well. Why didn't you bring him along this time? The famous lawyer? Are you, by any chance, referring to Mr. Vincent Edgeworth? Of course. Who else can it be? So it seems my speculation was correct. Vincent and I had indeed met before. And following this logic, it would make sense I've met Draco as well. If that's the case, why would Vincent try to hide everything from me and pretend that he didn't know me? I suddenly remembered about the cyborg I saw in the mansion and how Vincent and Victor refused to explain anything about it. Is it buffering all the time? That's no good. My Wi-Fi is fine. That's so strange. Where's my charger at? There we go. Okay. That's so weird. Okay, I've got my other phone set up, so if it's Twitch, I might see it. I suddenly remembered about the cyborg I saw at the mansion. Yeah. Myers had gone bankrupt years ago, but it's clear that someone is still using the abandoned site for some kind of experiments. Draco told me the Myers Corporation had become a secret underground organization after that huge incident. But even if that's true, how can it explain the cyborg in Vincent's mansion? Could it be that, as a detective, I was actually investigating Vincent, not the Myers Corporation? If we go with that explanation, Vincent is most likely the person behind my memory loss. The more I thought about it, the more worried I became. But there's something that has especially been bothering me. If you had asked me what kind of person Vincent was, I would have answered noble, elegant, and mysterious. His words, while excluding charm, could make you feel very uneasy at the same time. Is he someone we should be suspicious of? Of course, there's no doubt about it. Knowing Winston was innocent, he single-handedly succeeded in proving that the entire experiment was the work of a single employee. How scary this man for him to be able to do something like that. Nonetheless, when I met him at the mansion, I felt that there was a subtle connection between us that I couldn't explain. I'm well aware that I've lost all my memories. I have no idea about our past, and I have no reason to draw such conclusions, but this feeling was particularly strong. It was the part of my brain that stored memories had appeared, but the part that stored emotion... It was as if the part of my brain that stored memories had disappeared, but the part that stored emotions was still intact. I have to learn about Vincent's past. It is vital for me to know. Zalmane, did you just come from the legal department? Huh? Yeah? Are you planning to go there? Yes, can you take me there? It's simple. Just go through the door right here and you'll reach the legal department. However... She pulled out a card from her pocket. Only by swiping this key card can you unlock the door. How did you get that? No comment, Miss Detective. You know I haven't even dealt with you for locking us in there. But considering you're from the G4 Investigation Bureau, I can make a deal with you. Just like last time, you do me a favor, and I'll do you a favor. How's that? Last time? Really? Have you forgotten already? Last time you did me a little favor, and in exchange I told you some secrets about the Myers Corporation. Let's do the same this time. The truth is, I accidentally lost one of my belongings here. If you can help me find it, then I'll give you the key card as a reward. Before I agree to anything, tell me, what exactly have you lost? Oh, a round, spherical object. Is it an eyeball? We had to pull an eyeball out of someone earlier. Hey, what's that look all about? I know, it does sound kind of vague. But trust me, the moment you'll see it, you'll instantly realize. This must be what someone I was looking for. This time, I'll take your word for it. And this thing is something that you did indeed lose. Shush, stop asking so many questions. We're making a deal here, not playing 20 questions, alright? What? Don't you want the key card, huh? Alright. Then are you sure you left the spherical object in this lab? No doubt about it, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in this lab. Draco told me both sides of the lobby would eventually lead us to the basement. Where is the secret chamber of the G4 located? In other words, not only will I be able to find a lot of clues there, but I could get out of this place through other side of the Myers lobby. And at this moment, still nothing can be heard from the other side of the gate. I still don't know what happened to Draco. Would I ever get to see him again? He might just be dead, I'm gonna be real. Anyway, time for us to search for that spherical object. Objective, find Salmona's item. Hey, did you notice? Huh? Something is a bit different about this arm. Come take a look. You see this? This one has an extra circle engraved in it. You're right, but that just doesn't mean anything? A robotic arm, nothing special. A drawer. It's locked. A drawer. I slide opened it and took a look. There was nothing in it. That's disappointing. It had a lock on it, so I thought there'd certainly be some goodies inside. You're not exactly wrong. Huh? What do you mean? Look here. The lock on this drawer has been pried open. You're right. And it looks like someone has looted this place. Whoever broke the lock must have taken the good stuff inside. Right. A cupboard under a drawer. I opened it and take a look. There was nothing in it. I opened it, take a look. There was nothing in it. The boombox. I don't really feel like listening to the radio right now. A trophy. The trophy has a diamond shape engraved on it, but there isn't any text. Detective, who do you think this trophy is for? I'm not sure. Maybe it's for Employee of the Month? Employee of the Month? Perhaps the winner gets a free ticket to the basement. Door? I tried to open the door handle. The door itself doesn't seem to be locked. But because of the fixture on top, I couldn't open it. Contemporary art really is getting more and more pretentious. Detective, what do you think these four art pieces mean? I think it's some kind of device. Some kind of device? Look here. There are 2 buttons under each piece. Oh, let me try pressing one of them. The color of the art has changed. Then what about pressing the other one? The shape changed this time. I understand now. I think we're supposed to match each shape to the corresponding color. It's not that difficult. We just need to try and find all the combinations and we should find the right answer. No, it's not as simple as that. Huh? We can change the shape of each art, but we can also change their colors. What it means is not only do we need to match each shape with the color it corresponds to, but we also need to find a specific order of the art piece, perhaps by colors. Indeed, if that's the case, there'll be a lot more possible with the answers. Correct. It'd be very impractical to just try each of them one by one. Dang, okay. Truth is, I've lost around. Yeah. Well, you know this much. Door to the okay. So, I don't think so. Finding the correct order is going to be a lot harder. Because, so like this thing has a circle on it, right? There's an engraved circle on this one. I would say it's probably the pink one. Here's this diamond trophy. I'm assuming it's going to be the yellow one. I just need to figure out what the blue and the green are. And then figure out what order they go in. I've been trying to catch my breath for like half an hour, but I just keep going. I can open it. Okay, I need to find some more. Oh, hey, what's up here? A ventilation duct opening, nothing special about it. Maybe we can get out of here by crawling through the opening? I don't think we'll fit through. You mean you won't fit through, or me? I don't think either of us will fit through. Huh? For real? The diamond. Why is the diamond green? This diamond? It's already green, but we can change the color and the shape of each of these panels. Huh? A key! It's holding a key. Collected item, a key. Hang on, are there two sets of arms? There are two sets of arms. Okay, so I have not interacted with these ones yet. Go back arm, nothing special. Arm, nothing special. Arm, nothing special. Okay. I'm assuming, where's it at? Right here. A drawer, we want the key on the drawer. I unlock the drawer. Got that shaped. What I find inside is a scalpel, a cassette tape. Cassette tape? Oh, detective, do you know what this means, right? Collected items, scalpel, cassette tape. I'm gonna use the cassette tape on you. I load the tape into the boombox and proceeded to press the play button. Sporadically, sounds started coming out one by one. He was sentenced to life? The voice coming out was very faint and distinct. I could only make out a few vague words. I'm just gonna break it. With that, someone started breaking. Savannah, wait! I tried to protect the boombox with my arms. On July 20th, 2081, at approximately 2300, several minor explosions occurred near the G4 Central Prison area, destroying part of the prison wall. The whereabouts of Winston Loomis, a former Myers researcher and the mastermind behind the G4 cyborg incident, who was sentenced for life, remains unknown. The possibility that he had died in the explosion cannot be ruled out until the site is cleared. On July 21, 2081, police completed the cleanup of the explosion scene. Bionic prosthetic fragments and explosives were found, confirming that Winston had been absconded. The fugitive is still at large, and the police have yet to find any information leading to his arrest. My dear Vincent, tell me, this news doesn't happen to be connected to you in any way, does it? It definitely is.
Hmm.
I have no knowledge of this. I only just learned about the news as well. Oh, is that so? Then would you mind explaining to me how this man is right here in your mansion?
Uh-huh.
I just happened to run into Mr. Loomis on my way back. What an amazing twist of fate, wouldn't you agree, Mr. Loomis? Oh, quite the twist of fate indeed. My dear Vincent Edgeworth, but don't you know that Winston should be rotting in prison right now?
Hmm.
What can I say? Sometimes I don't pay much attention to such minuscule details. Not paying much attention? You can't be serious. Have you forgotten that you were the one who put Winston in prison? It's like it is. Vincent, look me in the eyes. You might have always been good at lying to other people, but we both know very well that you could never do it in front of me. You've always been like that, and this is no exception.
Hmm.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've been looking you in the eyes this whole time. No, you haven't. I have. You haven't. I have. You know, my friend, I would always support you no matter what choice you make. And I always have ever since we met each other in college. But all of this, it's just pure madness. I understand what Myers did to you is absolutely unforgivable, but you do realize there's also no turning back on the path you're going. The moment you choose revenge, you are no longer different from your enemies. Vincent Edgeworth, it is already a miracle that you survived from that disaster. You could still achieve so much in your future. Do you really want to be at war with Myers forever? Do you really think you can take on the entire Myers Corporation on your own? Don't be ridiculous. You are sacrificing your life for nothing. Then join me, Victor. What? Then join me. I need you. I may look like an idiot who's in over his head to you, but I just no longer wish to be pushed around. Do you really think Myers is going to let me go after all of that? If I chose to do nothing now, I would definitely be dead sooner or later. But if I succeed in mastering this technology, I can become the one in charge. I can become better than Myers. You're right, Victor. I can't do that on my own. I need the mind of Winston Loomis, but beyond that, I need another man. Someone I know I can trust, someone I know I can entrust my life to. Vincent, have you gone mad? Don't you realize who I am? Do you understand how dangerous a decision like this is? I believe the world is an equilibrium, a dynamic equilibrium. And eventually, you will realize that good and evil are but two changing rhythms. I trust you, Victor. I am sure we can find the equilibrium that's just right. That's right, how could I forget? Vincent Edgeworth never regrets his choice. But it's been a while since I've seen you like that. It's going to be an incredibly long and difficult path, but this time, Vincent Edgeworth, I'm willing to walk alongside you. Thank you, Victor. What did you say? I couldn't hear you. I said thank you. Oh, look. We almost forgot. Mr. Loomis has been here the whole time. Looks like he's heard everything we've been saying. Speaking of which, what are you planning to do with this fellow? Perhaps we can throw him back in prison. What's the matter, my dear Vincent? What's that embarrassed look on your face? Victor, that's enough. By the way, I actually got a surprise for you. And these are... Okay. Some items I brought back from Winston's lab. I secretly broke open one of the drawers when no one was around. In other words, you've known the whole time that Winston's escape from prison was my work. Well, you could say so. Edgeworth, why don't you take a moment and look through these? As for Mr. Loomis, just leave him to me for the moment. Okay, so we've got a yellow diamond, a pink circle, and a green triangle. He intimidates me sometimes. He could read my mind without difficulty, and could even go as far as to anticipate my every move. He never needed Myers' mechanical prosthesis to be a superhuman. He already is one. Sometimes I can't help but wonder if I hadn't become friends with him back in college. If I never had him next to me when I needed him, how different would things be now? Where would I possibly be at this moment? I'd rather not think about it. Time is running out. I need to carefully examine all the items Victor has brought back. A leather notebook. The cover is engraved with a triangle. Every page of the notebook is filled with the details of each day's experiments in neat handwriting. There is no doubt that this is Winston's research journal. Subject under 5 exhibited very severe reaction accompanied by significant mental decline. The subject exhibited multiple symptoms of discomfort, including convulsions, screaming, and banging on the containment unit. Subjects number 1 and number 3 are currently stable and have not exhibited any signs of rejection. Subject number 5's mental condition has deteriorated further, and a portion of the epidermis on the torso showed signs of decay. The subject made several attempts to destroy the containment unit and still showed no signs of improvement after food intake. Subjects number 1 and number 3 are currently in stable condition, with no rejection observed at this time. Subject number 5's physical condition has deteriorated to the point where only 30% of the body's surface still has skin. That'd be so painful. If the subject continues to fail to demonstrate successful mechanization, we will remove its memory core. Subject number 3 is otherwise in good condition. but with abnormal refusal to take food today. Subject number 1 is currently in a stable condition with no rejection observed at this time. Subject number 5's memory core has been successfully dismantled, and the subject is temporarily sealed in its containment unit. We will dismember it at a later date and dispose of its body parts in the wastewater pool outside the G4 district. Subjects number 1 and number 3 are currently in stable condition and no rejection is observed. Today, subject number 1 suddenly became unstable and violent and attempted to attack several researchers. The subject stabilized after the removal of the memory core and is now temporarily sealed in its confinement unit. Subject number 3 remains stable at this time but has yet to show any evidence of successful psychic linking. Why is he smiling? Memory core, is it? A fountain pen. And we just got our solution to the puzzle. So it's a pink circle, a yellow diamond, a green triangle, and a blue square. Gotta make sure I remember that. This is not what I desired, but unfortunately is inevitable. Was that Vincent's memory I just saw? Hey, are you alright? Huh? Oh, I'm fine. Come to think of it, I don't think she knows I have the memory to see abilities yet. Jesus Christ, you scared the crap out of me. You suddenly went expressionless and weren't moving an inch. You didn't even respond to me. Sorry I made you worry. I feel much better now. By the way, you seem to have worked out what the news recorded on the tape was. I seem to have worked out what the news recorded on the tape was about. Oh, really? Did you press the button? Okay. Let's hear it. What's it about? It's about Winston Loomis escaping from prison and that one innocent who was framed by Myers. Oh, I remember that. From what I've heard, no one knows where that guy is to this day. But detective, you have to watch out. I wouldn't have called him innocent if I were you. Why do you say so? It is indeed that most rumors describe him as an innocent employee who was framed by the Myers Corporation. And I guess they're right to some extent. The experiments on the cyborgs were not the work of Winston alone. In fact, every core member of the Myers Corporation was aware of the existence of the project. But together they chose to frame that poor researcher so as to not be implicated themselves. However, what many people forget to mention is Winston was indeed one of the researchers involved in the experiment. Speaking of which, detective, you want to know a fun fact? Winston actually used to work right here in this lab. I see. So Winston wasn't innocent after all. However, he was framed by other members to take the blame for the whole experiment. He managed to escape from prison with Vincent's help. Vincent mentioned that he needed Winston's knowledge, but also Victor's help to master a certain technology. On one hand, he used this technology to protect himself, and on the other, he wanted to seek out his revenge on Myers. As to what kind of technology that is, I can make a good guess, but I still need to confirm my suspicion. In any case, let us continue the investigation. Morning. Okay. Circle. Square. Diamond. Okay, here's our correct colors and shape combinations, but I don't know the order. But I have a pretty good idea where it probably is. Green, pink, blue, yellow. Nope, that's just the default setting. Never mind. Can we look closer into this? Dang. I thought I was so smart. What if we flip it around? Blue, yellow. Okay, and make you yellow. Make you pink. Make you blue. No, I've done this wrong. Make you yellow. We make you pink. Make you blue. And we make just watch my brain function. No? Still no? Okay. Now how do we figure out what the correct color order is? Is there more stuff in this memory? Poker cards. The poker cards from the G4 district are a bit different from more prevalent version. The more prevalent version originated from the G3 district, with 4 suits: spades, heart, clubs, and diamonds. On the other hand, the G4 version has a nature theme, with the 4 suits being replaced by fire, trees, water droplets, and the moon. There have been many theories as to why this is, but there is still no definitive answer. However, this is quite ironic. My whole Twitch crashed on my phone. That's weird. Give me just a second. Okay. There we go. We're good. However, this is quite ironic in my opinion, because the culture and purpose of G4 has nothing to do with nature at all. But more importantly, why would Winston Lewis bring a deck of cards to the Meyer Corporation? And why specifically these 4? 4823. A23. Interesting. 4 A's. Every employee should know that it's strictly okay. But what's even stranger is these 4 cards happen to contain, and the numbers just happen to be A to 4 as well. Some kind of hint. So it's 4, 1, 2, 3. Hmm. Especially mixed martini. It has become more than just a mere pleasure of taste for me. It's now a necessity of life. Hmm. 4123. But how does that connect? That's my only guess. It's here. Yellow. One. Hmm. Okay. It's 8 arms, actually. Hmm. Can't use that item there. I tried the door handle. The handle itself doesn't seem to be locked, but because of the fixture on top, I couldn't open it. Can't use that item here. Hmm. How do we figure out what order it goes in? Three. Triangle. You're the square, yeah. Yeah. That's right. Then. Hmm. So fire, tree, water, moon. Is the door unlocked now? The room behind the door was much darker. My eyes had a hard time adjusting to the sudden darkness. Why is it making sounds like that? What was that? I just stepped in some kind of wet, sticky substance. Why would you why? What is with her and touching things? I bent down and tried to reach for it, but my arm was nicked by something sharp. Ouch, are these shards of glass? That's when I realized that there was a huge glass chamber standing in front of me, and inside it was a jump scare. Get back, get back. Thank God, it looks like that thing is dead. Look there, someone's in there. Huh? Someone's in that glass chamber in the middle. Oh, that's probably just a cyborg too. A cyborg? But they look as if they are... Detective, didn't you know? There are many kinds of cyborg. Many kinds? What do you mean? I'm not really an expert myself, but let me just read this part out for you. She took a journal from her pocket. Due to different bodies varying in ability to withstand semi-mechanization, the phenomenon of intellectual polarization often appears in a batch of experimental subjects. Subjects that are able to withstand mechanization generally retained human facial features. And with their newly modified bodies, they exhibit superhuman abilities superior to those of ordinary humans. On the other hand, subjects that have failed to successfully withstand mechanization exhibited severe intellectual degradation, thus making them behave like wild beasts. And at the same time, the bodies of these failed subjects would exhibit an obvious rejection to the mechanization, resulting in them often giving the impression that they were falling apart. We refer to these cyborgs that have lost their intelligence as husks. It is worth noting, however, that some of their experimental subjects seem to require an acclimation period. That is, their bodies exhibit repulsion similar to that of being a husk when they first undergo mechanization. But as long as they are fed regularly and are given ample time, eventually their bodies will be able to successfully accept the modifications they are given. Thus, after each batch of experimental subjects has been modified, we tend to leave them in the secret chamber for a period of observation. If, after that time, the subject still does not demonstrate signs of successful mechanization, we would then dismember it and dump its body parts in the wastewater of the pool. The above was recorded in an experiment journal I found here at the corporation. In other words, there are two kinds of cyborgs. The first kind looks like a monster because its body could not withstand mechanization, and the other is able to retain its intelligence and look exactly like a normal person because it has been successfully transformed. But not only that, pay attention to this next part. Since often only a small number of subjects possess the ability to withstand mechanization, we often have to dismember and discard most of the cyborgs in the chamber. This is definitely very costly and burdensome for us. Therefore, thanks to the tireless efforts of several researchers, we have successfully developed a method to create new types of cyborg through generic cloning technology. As a result, we no longer need to search for the minority that can withstand mechanization in batch after batch with experimental subjects. All we need to do now is to extract the genes of the subjects that have been successfully modified, and then we can produce them again, nonetheless. Since these new cyborgs do not possess any memory, we need to install a memory core inside of them, giving them memories that do not exist, thus giving them a unique personality. These memories can be extracted from any existing employee to achieve the desired personality. In other words, there are cyborgs that are not directly modified from human beings, but are created through genetic cloning technology. But it's hard to tell them apart just by looking at them. You mean it's possible that there are cyborgs looking around that look just like us ordinary humans? Yes, in a manner of speaking. A glass chamber. There's nothing in it. A blackboard. There are a lot of diagrams and text marked on it. Detective, you see the string of numbers in the upper right corner? 1 is 1, 2 is 10, 7 is 111. Is this decimal to binary conversion? Correct. The binary numeral system is widely used in computing technology to represent numbers with just two symbols, 0 and 1. For example, in binary, 110 means 0 plus 1 times 2 plus 1 times 2 times 2, which is 6 in decimal. Which is 7. Oh, it's kind of fried my brain. Let's find the chorus. Subject, number in binary. Here's where we input binary. Two should be 110. I don't know why, but it worked. Command received. Training the containment unit for subject number 3. Cheater? All I did was guess. The already stifling atmosphere intensified as we caught the first glimpse of what was inside the glass chamber. Zamona was horrified at first, but her expression quickly changed to worry. It was as if we had mutually agreed not to say anything to each other beforehand. We just stood in silence. I could sense Zamona staring straight at me, but at that moment I was completely focused on the cyborg in front of me. Let's do this then. Okay. That's what the scalpel is for? We're just gonna cut her open? I took the scalpel that Zamona handed me and started making deep cuts into the cyborg's body. Again and again and again, I felt emotions that I've never felt before welling up inside of me. But all Zamona did was just stare. She didn't utter a word. Before I realized it, the cyborg's chest was shredded to pieces, and beneath revealed her skin was a peculiar, spherical device. I grabbed the sphere with my bare hand and pulled it out. Memory core? This is what you wanted, right? This cyborg's memory core? Yes. I handed it to Zamona with my blood-soaked hand. Let's get the hell out of here. I can't stand it in here anymore. Detective, are you alright? Detective? Stop calling me detective. You don't even know who I am. You saw it too. That cyborg we just saw, she looked exactly like me. I don't even know who you are, Zamona. I don't remember anything at all. I thought coming here would help me find the answers I want, but now I just feel completely lost. I could be someone who doesn't even exist, just one of a million other identical cyborgs. Draco was right all along. I shouldn't even be here to begin with. Even with my sudden breakdown, Zamona didn't show 1 ounce of anger with me. After a moment of silence, she started to speak. You feel that the truth you seek is meaningless now, don't you? You've lost all hope because you're worried you're merely a replica. But you shouldn't let your past define you. You're right, there's no way to be certain if you are or aren't the detective I meant. But whoever each of us is up to us. The moment you open your eyes, you are who you are, and not anyone else. So what if there's someone else, somewhere in the world, who looks exactly like you? It's each of our own experiences that make up who we are, isn't it? At this moment, only you and I are standing here. This experience belongs to just us and no one else. What motivates each of us to go on with our lives is the countless, exciting possibilities that lie in store. And in the near future, you are bound to meet new people and make new friends. And maybe they'll become your new family, people who are willing to sacrifice their lives for you. People who would sacrifice their lives for me? Simona's words were somehow very reassuring. It was very different from how I imagined her to be. I never thought I would hear such words from you. Probably something I picked up with during my previous profession. Huh? Don't worry too much about it. It's irrelevant now. Anyway, thanks a lot for your help. You have no idea how important this device is to me. Simona, why do you need this cyborg's memory core? It's a long story. You said you've lost all your memories. But seeing you've made your way into Myers, I think it's safe to assume you've heard about the urban legends about the G4 district. G4 district's urban legend? You mean the infamous incident? Close, but I'm thinking about particularly the end of that legend. It should sound something like this. To this day, people still mysteriously vanish from the G4 district. Rumor says that the spirits of the victims from the experiment are still wandering the streets, taking the lives of those unfortunate enough to cross paths with them. I remember. Right. And you don't need me to tell you that ghosts don't exist. These recent disappearances in the G4 district are the deliberate work of a certain someone as well. Are you suggesting the Myers Corporation is behind these recent disappearances as well? The Myers Corporation is continually operations covertly? Yeah, something like that. But here's the thing. A lot of details about these cases are different from the original G4 Cyborg incident. In the G4 Cyborg incident, Myers Corporation turned their own employees into cyborgs and kidnapped ordinary citizens to use as cattle feed. But most of the people who go missing nowadays aren't ordinary citizens. It's people who either have a history with Myers or were former employees of Myers. Did Myers Corporation turn them into cyborgs as well? Or were they just used as cattle feed? If they were all once somehow associated with Myers, it would make sense that Myers would simply want them gone. Precisely, but many people believe that this series of disappearances is the work of just one person. A dangerous criminal who is extremely careful, so much so that they never left a single fingerprint behind, or a clue as to what really happened to the victims. And this person is known as the most wanted criminal in the G4 district. As to how they're connected to Myers, no one really is sure. But there is one person who has been seen with them that is still alive. Only one person? Who is that? That person is me. Oh no. Yes. The most wanted criminal in the G4 district messed up once, and I was there when it happened. It was a dark and windy night. I had just gotten back to my apartment building. I was about to go inside to relax. But as I was walking past an apartment on the same floor, the power went out. The hallway was enveloped in complete darkness. I couldn't see anything around me. Just then, I heard a blood-curdling screams accompanied with what sounded like flesh being torn off the bone from the apartment next to me. A person rushed out of the apartment and brushed past me. They were in such a panic, and I wasn't sure if they even noticed my presence. Shortly afterward, the power came back on. But that person was long gone, and the hallway had been spotless beforehand. It was completely different after the power was restored. The walls and floor were painted red with blood, and the apartment door, which had previously been closed, was half ajar. Holy shit, this is serious. Without thinking much, I pushed the door open of the apartment, checking on my neighbor. And what I saw before me was the most horrible thing I'd seen in my life. A man on the floor, his body shredded to bits. The room was strewn with pieces of his body and entrails. But that wasn't even the worst part. The scariest thing was, even though his head was completely detached from his body, his mouth was still opening and closing as if he were desperately trying to catch his breath. You know, I'm not sure how many people have time for an ambulance at this point. I don't know if hanging in there is all that possible at this point. I impulsively rushed to help him, even though I knew that it was much too late. Just then, some of the neighbors had heard the scream and rushed over, but my attempts to help the victim were misunderstood. "Hey, what do you think you're doing? Murderer! She's a murderer! Grab her, don't let her get away." Wait, I can explain. Do they not have security cameras? But it was too late for me to say anything. And then, what happened after that? After that, as embarrassing as it sounded, I became G4's most wanted criminal. Although I've managed to escape from the G4 police, it's getting much harder finding a new apartment these days. But please believe me, I really wasn't the one who killed him. I wouldn't even hurt a fly. I believe you, Zamona. But then, you didn't actually get a good look at him either. You're right. The corridor was completely dark when I met him. I didn't get to see what he looked like either. God, I can never get this brace on right. If that's the case, how can you be so sure that the killer is the same person who is responsible for the recent series of incidents in the G4? Honestly, I can't. But I later learned that the victim, my neighbor, was Dr. Richmond Eneman, a former employee of Myers. And, as always, the police found no fingerprints from any suspects at the scene. Of course, except for mine. That's too much of a coincidence, don't you think? So my guess is the killer was originally going to kidnap Dr. Emanon and murder him somewhere else. But for some reason, he screwed up that time. So he killed him in a hurry and ran away. What's more interesting is the way he was murdered is similar to how the core members were killed in the cyborg incident. They were all ripped to pieces. So it's quite possible that the same person who got away with killing the core members, then the reason you were looking for the cyborg's memory core is, yes, as I was saying, many of the victims of the recent unexplained disappearances have some connection to Myers. It's not hard to conclude that the murderer also has a very close relationship with him. And each of the cyborgs that Myers produces through cloning will have a memory core. Each device stores certain memories, giving the cyborgs personalities they would lack otherwise. Most of these memories are extracted from Myers' employees. I understand now. You want to find the real murderer. Exactly, not just for my own sake. but also for the safety of the G4 district. I will keep searching until I find out the truth, even if it's the Myers Corporation who's behind all of this. Alright, that's all I have to say. Anyway, thanks again for helping me out. Go ahead and take this key card. I took the key card to the legal department that handed to me. But are you still going to continue your investigation? You know, if you want to get out of here with me right now, that wouldn't be impossible. Huh? But isn't the gate to the lobby closed? I know, but the truth is, I accidentally forgot about this. Took a watch out of her pocket. A watch? Oh, darling, this watch is more than meets the eye. It was originally a gift from an old friend of mine, but I've made a few modifications to it. Just by wearing it, I can teleport myself anywhere. How did you forget something this important? But the downside is it can teleport me anywhere. What do you mean? As in, I can't decide where we'll be teleported to. I was once teleported inside a men's bathhouse. Incredibly embarrassing situation. But hey, there's risks with anything, wouldn't you agree? So, are you gonna come with me? Let's get the hell out of here. I'm sorry. I can't leave just yet. There's this person that, even though I can't remember how we're connected or why, he was willing to risk his life for me. And that person is currently trapped in the Myers lobby. I'm worried about him. I see. Do you want me to come with you? No, Zamana. That would be too dangerous. This is all my fault. I never should have come here. I can't get another one of my friends involved. I don't want to see them get hurt. I understand. If that's the case, promise me that you'll take care of yourself. I hope we can meet again someday. Maybe then you'll be able to tell me your real name. I'll see you later, miss, when you get your memories back. Be sure to tell me all the stories about your past, alright? Of course. Goodbye, Zamana. She's gone. I wonder where she'll be teleported to this time. Well then, it's time for me to push forward as well. Next stop, the legal department. What time is it? It's 9:30 already? Dang, 3.5 hours. Honestly, I thought this game was gonna be so much shorter. This might take multiple streams. Hang on, I'm gonna look up how many chapters it has. How many chapters does Vincent Myers have? Okay. When was this said? This is... Hang on. Warning, notice. Oh dang, indefinite hiatus. Hang on, I'm just trying to... Okay. So it was supposed to be 6 chapters originally. But there's currently 4. I think we're in the middle of chapter 2. So we're like halfway through it. Someone told me the only way to get back to the Mars. Okay. I'm going to save here. And I'm so tired. And I need to eat. Where's it at? Chatting. There we go. We're gonna have to... I did save, yeah? Yes, okay. I guess I'm sure I want to quit. Alright. Yeah, so I'm gonna end for the night. Because I really need to eat. And I'm tired. So, good night, everyone. See you next time. Wait, what's today? Is today Saturday? I'm pretty sure today is Saturday. Oh my god, it's already the 20th? What? Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, it's Saturday. Okay. Yeah, I won't be streaming, most likely, unless I am completely incapable of sleep or dying. Maybe I might stream, but I have work. So yeah, I won't be streaming until Thursday, hopefully, next week, assuming they don't require us to do overtime, in which case I'll only be streaming on Saturday and Sunday. I beg them not. I don't want overtime. I know overtime pays more, but it will kill me. Already with an injury? Ugh, God. Anyway, I'm gonna head off now. So, see you guys next week. Good night.